Today I am going to be showing you how to complete PowerPoint Lesson 3 presentation with transitions and animations. This one is a little more involved than previous presentations, so you will have to pay special attention and close care to the directions. So notice I have started on my Google Classroom page, and I want to show you a few things that exist here. First, we have all of the directions that we will need for this particular presentation, but notice I have added a JPEG file CDRC. That will come up a little bit later in the directions. However, because there are so many directions to this particular presentation, I'm going to have you go to the course website and look on the course textbook, and we're going to download. Now, if you happen to be in the classroom, by all means, use the textbook off of the black table. On the course textbook, we are going to go over to PowerPoint Lesson 3, pages 68 through 70. We will download, and once it's finished downloading, go ahead and open. Now I want to share with you the directions. What look like it's just 5 directions, but those directions continue on page 70. So as you can see, it is pretty involved. Okay, so I will close that down now to open PowerPoint. The first direction says open PP2 P3, but remember you saved it as PRES3. So let's open up PowerPoint and let's look under File, and under our recent presentations you can see I've been working on PP2 Pres 3. We open and we will continue with the directions. Number 2 says add the new slides and make the changes to the existing slides described on the next page. Okay, so we will go to the next page and start following these directions. It says slide number 2, modify by changing beach option to Palmetto Isle Beach Resort. And notice how the font is changing to accommodate me words. And then we will change the mountain option to Westwego Mountain Resort. That looks good. Okay. Now it says decrease the font of both to 20 points. We will do so, and we will do that here. 20-point font size, align left. So we change the alignment by going up to home, paragraph, align left. Do the same for the other. And then it says animate the left clip to fly in from the left and the right clip to fly in from the right. Okay, so we'll first click on the beach image and we will go to animation and fly in. And once we fly it in, we get effect options. We want to fly that one in from the left. We click on the mountain picture, fly in, change the effect option so that it flies in from the right. Okay, the next direction is for slide 3. It says insert new slide after 2. So while we're on slide 2, we're going to use a title and content layout. So we go home, drop down, insert title and content. And on that particular slide, they want us to title it cost comparison, followed by a table. This table appears to have 3 columns and 4 rows. Now remember, by default you have 5 and 2, and notice how the 5 is already selected. We do not need to press backspace nor delete to get rid of it. You can just simply type the number which you need in rows or in columns. So in this case we need a 3. And then you press tab and 4 and hit enter on your keyboard. That way you didn't have to take your hands off the keyboard and pick up your mouse. Alright, so we're going to just type in the information, cost item, press tab, West Wiggle Mountain Resort tab, Palmetto Isle Beach Resort tab, room and tax tab, 105, 120, charge with food, that's 18 and 20. Okay, it says center the text vertically in all cells. So we select all of the text, and then we're going to go to our layout, and we will center vertically in all cells. Then we will center text horizontally in columns 2 and 3. So columns 2 and 3 of these, we will center that information horizontally by hitting this button here under layout. Okay. For row 1, they want us to increase the height to 1 inch, so let's select row 1, and our height is here. We want to 1 inch. Okay, and increase font to 24 points. Go here, 24 points. Center the headings horizontally. That's under layout again. For rows 2 through 4, increase the height to 1.7. So we select rows 2, 3, and 4. The height's already to 1. Let's see what it does if I 0.7. Nothing. Okay. Select the table and animate it by fly in. So we select the whole table. We want to animate with a fly in, and then use default from bottom unless directed otherwise. So it's going to fly in from the bottom. Slide 4. Select the content area and animate by clicking fly in one by one. So we'll click the content area. That's going to fly in. Change the effect so that it flies in one by one. Okay, and it gives you a preview of what that's going to look like. Alright, slide 5. Select the content area and animate by clicking fly in by level at once. So we're going to fly in, change the effect option, level at once. Okay, so you see how the first level comes in together, then the entire second level comes in together, opposed to one at a time, which looks like this. Okay, so we're going to do it level at once. So first level, then the second level. Okay. Let's see, slide number 6, they want us to insert a new slide after 5. use title and content layout. So I'll go back home, title and content, gives us slide number 6. The title is going to be retreat focus, and then we have a bunch of bullets starting with strategic plan for child development center. Press enter and then tab. Recommended by employee benefits team, approved by executive committee. Press enter and then shift tab to go back to the margin. Work with strategic partner, spell that correctly. Press enter, tab, Momento University, agreeable, and consider adding research center. Okay, so we want to convert this to Smart Art Chevron list. So we'll select that and we'll go here where it says convert to Smart Art Graphic. Drop that down, go to more Smart Art Graphics, and I believe that the chevron is under, is it list? No, it's process. It's a process. So if I scroll down, and I think it's this one here, chevron list is what we want, and then hit OK. Okay. It says animate content area using fly-in one by one. So we click on, make sure we're in the content area, go to animate, and we're going to fly in and one by one so that they each come up individually. Okay, slide 7, they want us to insert a new slide after 6 using title and content layout. And since we use the title and content layout for our previous slide, I can just go home and hit the new slide button and it'll automatically choose that same slide. The title of this one is called Model Design, and it says insert the CDRC data file. Okay, so that's the picture that I had attached to our Google Classroom. So let's do it this way. Let's go back to our Google Classroom and let's click on that image, and you're going to have to actually download it. Typically when you download files, they go to your download folder. Go back to your PowerPoint. We're going to insert picture from file. So if I click on that and then I go to downloads, you will see the picture is there, and I insert it. Now it says crop about a ½ inch from the top, bottom, and left side. So top, bottom, and left, and we're going to leave the right side alone. So if I click on my image and then I hit crop, I'm going to just drag it down about a ½ inch from the top, from the left, using these handles, and from the bottom, just to get rid of some of the picture that we don't need or want. And then I hit crop, and it gets rid of all that extra picture that we don't want. Okay, it says increase the height to 4 inches. So we'll go here and we'll put in a 4. That makes it a little bit larger. And it says center at about the vertical and horizontal center. Alright, so we'll move that to the middle. Looks about to be about Okay, that picture appears to be centered. The next direction is to compress the picture. So we're going to click on the picture, and under our picture tools, go to this icon right here. If you hover over it, it'll say compress pictures. If I click it, we're going to use the document resolution. And the reason why you want to compress your pictures are particularly if you want to send this file once you're finished to other people via email. If you don't compress the picture, sometimes the file is too large to send via email. So it's a good idea to compress those pictures, and it doesn't change the quality or look of your presentation. Okay, so our next step would be to, let's see, we did, okay, they want to animate the object using fly in. So we go to our animation, fly in, and by default it's going to fly in from the bottom. For slide 8, we're going to insert a new slide after 7, but this one is going to be a comparison layout. So we go home, and because it's a different slide from the previous one that we used, we actually have to use the drop down, and we're going to use comparison. And notice you get 2 title bars now. So the first one on the left, we're going to call that one, I'm sorry, let's go up to the top first. It's going to be target profile, and then we do our sub. And the first one is going to be called full care target, and then we space twice after a colon, 150. And then in the content area underneath, we're going to put infants, colon, space, 40, toddlers, 50, preschool, 60. Now notice if you add these numbers up, they equal 150. And then we're going to do after school target, space, after our colon, and then we have below age 9, space, 30, and then ages 9 through 12, space, 20, and notice that equals the 30 and the 20 equal to 50. And then it says animate each content area by using fly in all at once. So I'm going to select both of them, and I'm going to animate using fly in and all at once. Okay. Fly in all at once. Okay. So I had to actually select each one individually by holding down the control key to select each one before I put in the fly in and then all at once, so that it all comes in all together. Okay, so if I go back to my where I opened up the actual document, let's see, let's go ahead and open that up so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. So we just finished all of these directions that are in the white area. But now I have to go back up to page 69 and finish. So we essentially just finished direction 2. So direction 3 says add push transition to all slides. So we'll go back to our presentation. I'll do a Control A to select all my slides, and I'm going to do a transition that is push. And then it'll give you a preview of what that looks like. Apply it to all slides. And add the slides on the animations indicating next page. We've done that. And it says after all additions and changes indicated on the next page are made, proofread carefully and then preview using slideshow view. So let's go ahead and do the slideshow view. You can go to either view, and then you can just go ahead and do your slideshow, or you can press F5, or you can go down to the bottom and hit this button here, and then you can kind of go through, make sure everything looks okay. So if you wanted to start with the first one, just hit the F5 just to make sure everything looks okay, everything is flying in, all your animations look good, and they're coming in properly. And anytime that you're going to do a presentation, you definitely want to go through it and make sure all of your animations are working correctly. You don't want to be in front of a group of individuals giving a presentation and your PowerPoint's not working properly. That can be a pretty embarrassing moment for you. So if you're pleased with the way everything looks, you can press escape, and then we're going to do a file, save as. We're going to change this to PP3, PRES4, save, go back to your Google Classroom, and we're going to click on this link so that we can now add that document that we just created. Upload the file from your computer, presentation 4, open, upload, and once it's finished uploading, you can just simply turn it in and then turn in again. And that is it. Those are the directions for completing PowerPoint Lesson 3, Presentation 4, Presentation with Graphics and Animation.